Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Will from the Overwatch YouTube channel, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the airborne hero Pharah. Pharah is the only flying hero in Overwatch, and this can make her a very deadly threat in the right hands. So today we will be discussing how to use her effectively so that you are that threat. Pharah's main weapon is a rocket launcher, which is a projectile weapon with splash damage. It deals 120 damage if there is a direct hit, and bear in mind this doesn't deal extra damage for headshots. If the rocket deals splash damage, you'll most likely get between 20 to 80 damage. Pharah can hit herself, and any splash damage on her will deal 10 to 40 damage. So don't be that noob that uses their ult at a wall, just don't do it, because the splash damage is in a 3 meter radius, so you're just going to hit yourself and die. So bear that in mind when fighting people, and what you have to do is try to predict their movement. So if you're with a soldier, try to aim it where he's going to run to, and that's how you get the most out of your rocket launcher. One of Pharah's other abilities is a concussive blast. Pharah's a very movement-based hero, much like Genji. You can check out my Genji guide by clicking the I button on screen now. Her concussive blast allows you to propel enemies or herself in a significant way. You can use this ability to knock enemies off the map and be that guy with 1 million environmental kills, or you can use it to move yourself, which I'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, this ability is every 12 seconds, which is quite a long time, so bear that in mind when using it, and there's quite a lot of places to use this ability. So I find that Lijiang Garden and Ilios Well are two of the best places to boot people off the edge, as there's lots of holes and edges of the map. So on Lijiang Garden at the start of the game, what you want to do is fly up into the air, and you know where that bridge is, you want to just send your concussive blast straight there when there's a lot of them grouped up there, and you should be looking at least a double kill, if not a quadruple kill. So that is basically just a great place to use your concussive blast. On Ilios Well, it's kind of self-explanatory, just put it on the well, so then you can knock people in, and it's always fun to get environmental kills, I find, so that's her concussive blast. Pharah's second ability is her jump jet. This flings her into the air quite high, so you can be that airborne hero you always wanted to be. So this has a 10-second cooldown, which is also quite a long time, but you can stay in the air longer by using a hover jet ability. This basically allows you to hover in the air for a few seconds, and when you're not hovering it recharges a bit like Tracer's blinks do, so make sure to use that effectively to stay in the air, because you're more of a threat when you're in the air. It's much like Soldier, when he's at the high ground he's more of a threat. So Pharah's ultimate ability is Rocket Barrage. Pharah rains justice from above as she sends rockets flying towards her enemies. She sends 30 rockets per second for 3 seconds down at her enemies, and each rocket deals 40 damage. So do some maths here, that is a potential of 3,600 damage, which is enough to kill any hero in the game, or just kill the whole team basically. So you could definitely be getting team wipes with this. It's a very good ultimate if you combo with a Zarya. So we'll talk about some combos now. So there isn't that many combos for Pharah, unlike my McCree and Genji Pro guides, which you can check out, links in the description. I've got to get some plugs in there. But you can still use a few to maximise your use out of her. First one is simple. Not only will you get an achievement, if you don't already have them, but you'll also be laughing to the moon and back. For this combo, you want to be close up with an enemy and also near a ledge. I find that if you're at the start of a game and there's a spawn room, when you're defending, what you want to do is just get up to the door. When they come out, boop them off the edge, or you can just do it in the middle of a game, but you just want to get up close to them, and when you're near the ledge, you do two things from this. You land yourself a kill, and you also escape danger. So you send your concussive blast between you and the enemy, so if the enemy falls off the edge, you can use this to escape the fight as well as get him off the edge. So basically it's a 2-in-1, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and it's also quite funny to watch them fall off the edge. Another one is to do this special thing, which I can't remember the name of, but it's basically it's a troll basically. You pretend to fall off the edge, so you lure them in. If you're on, I like to do this on Hanamura, first point, where you can fall off the back. What you want to do is you want to fall off, lure them in, and then hopefully, most skilled players might not do this, but if you're against some people that maybe are greedy, they want to kill, if you can just hover off the edge so they can't see you. When they are coming over the edge, you want to use your jump jet to fly up, and then concussive blast them off. And this, as I said, usually works on greedy people, but again, skillful players might not fall for it. So what about some matchups? Well, against other DPS, Pharah is very strong. Against a Genji, Reaper, Sombra and Tracer, you should win those fights realistically. Genji will have a hard time hitting you because he can maybe deflect and hit you, but that's very unlikely. So basically you're just going to be pounding hits into him and he should die. Reaper, Sombra, Reaper won't be able to get any damage, his gun's close range, so just stay far back. Again, Sombra and Tracer, they're a bit squishy, so you should just be hitting them and they should die. And again with this, if you stay your distance, you should be looking good. So that is Pharah's strong point, I'd say, long distance. McCree next. This one depends on the skill of the player. If the McCree's been getting laser headshots all throughout the game, then try staying away from him, because it's easy to predict movement when you're in the air. But once again, this is basically the same for all squishies. If you land a couple of shots, then you've won that engagement. If you're against another Pharah, well, I'd call this one either up to luck or prediction of movement. So if you predict their movement, you should be able to get them, and if you hit them when they're against a wall, so if splash damage, that should make you more up in that fight. Soldier is a bit like McCree. If he can land the shots on you, then I'd fall back, but if he has his ultimate, then you're just going to die within a second or two. There's always a chance you can land your rockets though, so I'd say, once again, keep your distance, and that's basically the theme here with Pharah, just make sure to keep your distance. Now onto the defensive category. Basically, you're going to have a harder time on this than attack, but there is some people that you're just going to easily take out. That is Junkrat. Junkrat's an easy win for you. He won't be able to land any grenades on you, so his only real threat is his mine, but if you keep your distance, then once again you should be fine. Now that rhymes, that's pretty cool. Bastion and Torbjorn are a bit iffy. If you can catch a Bastion off guard in his turret form, then you should be able to take him out with a couple of shots. But if he has any sense, then he should just easily mow you down, so I'd say make sure to, creep up on him really, but again, keep your distance. This is basically a theme here. Torbjorn's also kind of weird. His turret should be a couple of hits and you should be able to do the same thing to the Torbjorn himself, but if he's hammering away at his turret, then I'd say go to get like a bird's eye view and kill two birds with one stone. Hanzo, Mei and Widowmaker depend on skill. The Mei can block your rockets with the Ice Wall and then Syro Freeze, but if you bait out these, then you should take her out at long range as she can't freeze you there. If she's a good shot though, she may be able to hit you with her icicles, but chances are you should be doing better than her. Hanzo can kill you with his headshots. If you predict his movement and you keep moving, then it's all down to luck. That's the same for Widow. If you keep moving about, then you should be able to get her when she's scoping. But, you know, she could be a good Widow. Again, it all depends on skill. Now for the tanks. They're also a bit weird. So, Winston and Reinhardt are good for Pharah because they can't really get to you at long range. But D.Va can eat up your rocket barrage and your rockets for that matter with a defense matrix, and Orisa can track you down with a gun just like Soldier. So keep moving about while against an Orisa and you should be okay. Zarya's going to have a hard time at long range once again, so keep your distance and you'll be fine against her. But Roadhog is kind of a counter, I'd say. If he can hook you, then you're going to be hook shot and meleeed, and you're going to die. But if you stay back, then he can just chip damage you while he heals up, and you just can't heal. So it's again a bit iffy against a Roadhog, but theme, stay back. Supports are generally in your favour. Lucio, Mercy and Symmetra don't really stand a chance, whilst Anna could sleep you, that is unlikely, and you could take her out easily. Zenyatta, once again, is a skill required counter. He could hit you with a fully charged Orb Rally, then you'll most likely die. He could also get chip damage on you while he's healing up like the Roadhog did. So once again, it's just stay your distance, and you should be okay. And that's basically it for this Pharah guide. Hopefully you're now going to dominate the skies and pick up all the kills you could want. If you did find this video helpful, or you think someone else could find this helpful, maybe they're wanting to learn Pharah but they're a bit of a noob, make sure to send it to your friends. But for now, I've been Will from the Overwatch YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.